I'm Max Pringle with these headlines. Ohio voters approved a proposal to enshrine abortion rights in the state's constitution in a statewide election Tuesday. A significant number of Republicans joined with Democrats to ensure the measure's passage. More from Ben Thomas.
Abortion is health care.
Lauren Glovelt is co-chair of Ohioans United for Reproductive Rights.
And abortion access is the law of the land in Ohio,
which led support for the amendment.
Together, we successfully enshrine the right to reproductive freedom into the Ohio Constitution.
It was the latest blow for abortion opponents following a string of defeats in statewide votes since the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade last year. And it highlighted the divide between Ohio voters and the Republicans who control every lever of statewide political power. Still, Republicans remain defiant. Ohio House Speaker Jason Stevens saying the amendment's approval is not the end of the conversation. I'm Ben Thomas.
Meanwhile, strong Democratic showings in other state elections made for a good night for reproductive rights supporters in much of the country. Democratic Governor Andy Beshear was reelected in Kentucky after running television ads painting his challenger as an extremist on abortion, and Virginia's House flipped from Republican to Democratic control, preventing state Republicans from pursuing new abortion restrictions and delivering a big loss to Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin. The off-year election provided a snapshot of American politics heading into 2024, but two big names at the top of each party's ticket, Joe Biden and Donald Trump, weren't on the ballot this time. More from Catherine Carley.
Democratic Governor Andy Beshear has defied the odds again, winning a second term in deep red Kentucky, in part by dodging partisan labels.
A good job as a Democrat or Republican. A new bridge in red or blue.
Beshear beat Republican Daniel Cameron, the state's first black nominee from a major party. In Mississippi, first-term Governor Tate Reeves looks likely to have won re-election, continuing Republican dominance of that state's government.
Mississippi has momentum, and this is Mississippi's time, and we're looking forward to working for the people of Mississippi for 4 more years.
Reeves' Democratic opponent sought to highlight the governor's connection to a public corruption scandal, the misuse of nearly $80 million in welfare funds. Reeves denies any wrongdoing and ran on the largest tax cut in state history and raising teacher pay. I'm Catherine Carley for Pacifica Network and Public News Service.
Republican presidential hopefuls will gather tonight for the third GOP presidential debate. 5 candidates, including Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott, former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley, and former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie will all be there. Former President Trump, notably, is again skipping the debate. He's planning a rally in Florida instead. Tony Waterman reports.
This is a smaller debate stage, just 5 candidates compared to 8 in the past. It's also the most consequential debate thus far because the Iowa caucus is just 2 months away. So these candidates need to make some pretty memorable moves to shimmy up in the polls. Right now, they all trail far behind Donald Trump. The stakes are particularly high for Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis, who are battling it out for second place. Tony Waterman, Texas.
Alabama Republican Senator Tommy Tuberville said he's open to negotiating an end to his blockade of almost 400 military nominees after meeting with fellow Republican senators. It signals a shift after he has dug in on his protest of a Pentagon abortion policy for more than 9 months. Tuesday's unusual meeting, called by GOP senators to challenge one of their own, comes after a handful of Senate Republicans held the floor for more than 4 hours last week in frustration, calling up 61 of the military nominations, only for Tuberville to stand up and object every time. It's Ivanka Trump's turn to take the witness stand in the civil fraud trial that is publicly probing into her former President Trump's family business. Trump's eldest daughter is due to testify Wednesday after trying unsuccessfully to block her testimony. She's following her father and her brothers, Don Jr. and Eric Trump, to the stand. Ivanka has been in her father's inner circle in both business and politics. I'm Max Pringle. Those are some of the headlines.